Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward.
What's up, guys? Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert. Do your own research. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is BTC USD on the 4-hour. Actually, we'll just go to the daily. Bitcoin has been in this overall trading range for several months now, and doesn't really look like there's any sort of resolution coming yet. We are seeing some movement today, but again, we're at such a tightly wound range right here that it's really hard to say where the next big move is going to come. So I marked this level here around 18,691. And to me, this is a range low area where you've seen clear areas of support and price bouncing along these this area. So we just use, I know it's not exactly that line, but relatively close. Motherfucker. I think this level is interesting though because we haven't really seen too many daily closes below this level. You saw a slight deviation in late September, but other than that, we haven't seen a 12-hour close below this level for many months now. Well, September, I guess, but then before that time, no real daily closes. So, 12-hour closes. So, to me, this is a pretty important area, and it makes sense overall that the range high would get tapped next. And what I mean by range high is, it's really a range within a range. So this right here is the current range that we're playing with, late August to late October. But the overall greater range has been kind of this level here, in my opinion, this 24K area, where price tapped this level several times and could not break through this current area. So, in my opinion, the range highs are next around 20.3K. That would make a lot of sense to me. So, something like this where price goes up and then pulls back. That to me would make a lot of sense. But again, it's really going to depend on overall macro, as it always has the last several months. Bitcoin has just been macro's bitch, and there really hasn't been much clarity in regards to that in terms of where the bottom is. Don't really know exactly where the bottom is, but Bitcoin could still certainly go to like these super low levels like 16K, 14K, 12K, but as of right now it still looks okay in the short term. I think that the low 20Ks is going to come, and there are some other levels that are being marked as well, such as this 22.3K area, 22.8K. And like, for instance, I think if this area, this 20.4K area gets broken, so if we see something like this where like breaks up and retests it, then I think that 22.3K around that area, or 22.8K, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that, 23K area is going to come. I think that would be like the next area up. Personally, is my opinion. But again, this 20.3K area is an area of interest first up, and that's the area that you should be looking at heavily. Now, if we do just break lower here, then I did a review, I think last video or the video before that, where I marked some high time frame charts and really checked a lot of the lower levels around 16K, 14K, 12K. So check that out if you want to look at some of the higher time frame levels. But to me, this still looks pretty decent. Let's scroll down a little bit more. I'll use a different chart. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin USD chart on the 4-hour. And you can really see a lot of these EMAs clumping together. This usually shows a lot of consolidation. And you can also see the 200 EMA has acted as resistance several times now. Now, is this the 200 EMA is this red line here? That's the lagging indicator. You can see that price briefly traded above it and then went back below, and again It has continued to tap this area and pull back. But it's really interesting to see that price is so tight with the 200 EMA. So for instance, whenever there's a large gap between price and EMA, usually the EMA will act as strong support or resistance. So for instance, there's a large gap between price and the EMA here back in September, early September. Price went really high and then it went much lower after that because again, there was a large gap between price and the EMA. But the context here is a little bit different because price is very close to the EMA. And the last time we really saw lots of consolidation was maybe when price started trending up back in July. But again, we haven't really seen price truly tighten up like this in quite some time. Like even back in July, price kind of went much higher above the EMA and traded above it for a little while. But even before that, there was still a large gap between the price and the EMA, as you can see back in June here. Still large gaps between price and the lagging EMA. Whereas currently here, you can see there's a big difference. When you start to see all these EMAs clump together, usually, again, that means lots of compression, lots of consolidation. And in my opinion, this looks pretty good to start trading to the upside. I think that most of the downside is done in the short term. I do believe that the next big move that price is going to be is up. I don't feel super confident about that, but it's an opinion that I currently have, and I think that given the context of everything else, I think that we're going to see a pretty decent move up over the next month. That's my overall opinion. I think the markets will look good in that regard. So, in summary, I do believe that Bitcoin will be moving higher, but I'm not saying this is like the overall bottom, like by any means whatsoever. This is, in my opinion, not the bottom. Still believe that like we'll see a swing below 17K, but it would make a lot of sense to me is if we see some sort of price go back up, hit this 200 EMA around 25K, and then potentially start nuking lower. That's certainly a possibility. But those are my overall thoughts, and thank you for the support, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll try to crank out some videos this week.